click the bell icon to turn on notifications.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the course. In this lesson, we're going to draw a special type of flowchart called a cross-functional flowchart, or a swim lane diagram, as it's sometimes known. And I guess the first thing to discuss is what exactly is a cross-functional flowchart? Well, this type of flowchart has an advantage over regular flowcharts because although it shows the logical sequence of a flowchart, it also shows the responsibilities associated with the process represented. So it essentially divides the flowchart into swim lanes or bands, and each band represents the steps in a process that are the responsibility of one person or one entity. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to produce a simple version representing a fast food outlet. And this isn't a drive-through fast food outlet. This would be when you're ordering fast food, what the process is for that. So it might be that you phone up the fast food place, you place your order, the kitchen then prepares the food, and then it's dispatched and delivered. So let's represent this using a cross-functional flowchart. So we're going to jump up to File because we're going to use a template for this, and down to New. And if we scroll down to our templates, you'll find it just here. So cross-functional flowchart. Once again, we have a few different options that we can use, but for this particular chart, I'm going to use this horizontal cross-functional flowchart template. I'm going to use US units and then click on Create. Now what you'll notice with some of these templates, as we saw before, some of these will contain instructions or help. So I can see at the bottom here I've got some boxes that I don't really need. So I'm just going to select them all and press the delete key so I just have my template on the screen. And let's scroll in a little bit so you can see this a bit clearer. Now Visio has already added in some flowchart shapes into this drawing, so it kind of gives you an idea as to what we're aiming for just here. So at the moment, I have what we call 3 swim lanes. And currently they're just labelled function 1, function 2, and function 3. And another thing you might notice is if you look across to your stencils, we have the cross-functional flowchart shapes loaded up. And one of the shapes that we have in there to select is swim lane. So if you want to add another swim lane, you can grab that from there, which we're going to do in a moment. What you'll also notice is that we have a new tab at the top called Cross-Functional Flowchart, and this contains other options for formatting and changing this particular type of flowchart. And if we look at Insert, we also have Swim Lane up there as well. Now before I do anything, I'm going to need to save this because we've created a new document from a template. So I'm going to go away and do that, and I'll join you back here in a couple of seconds. So now I have this drawing saved, let's focus in on those swim lanes. Now each of these swim lines represents one of the people involved in this process. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have the right number of swim lanes. So we're going to go in and we're going to rename our swim lanes, but before we do that, I'm going to remove these shapes that Visio has automatically added for me because I'm going to create my own process flow. So let's just select these shapes and delete them out. So this first swim lane, I'm going to double click where it says function 1 and I'm going to rename this to customer. The next swim lane is going to be salesperson. The next one, and I'm just double clicking to rename these, is going to be kitchen. And then I'm actually going to add another swim lane on the bottom here. So as I said, you can do this in a few different ways. I could grab the swim lane stencil and just add it to the bottom, which is nice and quick. Alternatively, what I can do is jump up to my cross-functional flowchart tab and just select Insert Swim Lane. And on the bottom here, we're going to have, let's double click to rename this. We're going to say Delivery Team. So each of these swim lanes represents a different person, and we're going to build a process flow based on responsibility. So let's now start to build out our process. So the process starts with the customer. So I'm going to pull up my basic flowchart shape stencil. And just as a side note here, remember the way that your shapes look and the way that this template looks are very much based on the theme that you have selected. So if I just go off to design for 1 second and click on this drop down, I could change this theme to something else. So let's switch it back to office theme. And you'll see that that updates the design of my flowchart and also updates the shapes in the stencil. So now that I've done that, let's grab a start end and add that in. And we're just going to label this one. Let's do start. And that's a little bit small, so I'm going to select it and just change the size of the font to 12 points. Now remember, I can use my auto add and auto connect facility in exactly the same way to build up this flowchart. So the first step of this process is going to be the customer placing the order. So I'm going to hover over start. I'm going to use my auto add because I want a process box in here. I'm going to make sure this is formatted prior to adding the text, so I want it to be 12 points. And this is going to say customer places order. And in fact, I probably don't even need to have the word customer in here because it's in the customer swim lane. So let's remove that and just say place order. So now the next part of my process is basically carried out by the salesperson. So once I've placed my order, the salesperson takes the order. So let's hover over our shape until we get our arrows, and I'm going to add another process box, but this time in the salesperson swim lane. Let's format so it's 12 points, and we're going to say take order. So that is the responsibility of the salesperson. I might then have something like a decision box coming off of this one. And once again, let's change our font. And this decision box might say something like account member ? And I could then carry on going, adding different shapes and building this up, making sure that each step of the process is in the correct swim lane. So I'm going to complete the rest of this flowchart off camera, and then I'll rejoin you in a couple of seconds. So I've added some more information into this flowchart to complete it, but I've made some deliberate errors. So let's suppose I decided the order of the swim lanes isn't ideal. So maybe I decide that that kitchen swim lane at the bottom really should go directly after I've placed the order. So what I can do here is I can grab my kitchen swim lane and I can just drag it up to move it and then drop it into place. And everything reorders very nicely. What you'll also notice is that the shapes move with the container. So now I need to move around some of these process boxes. So the prepare food step is the responsibility of the kitchen. So I'm going to grab this shape and I'm just going to move it up. And as you can see there, the connectors reconfigure themselves. The deliver food process box can stay with the delivery team, but where I have the end marker, so where it says enjoy, that really needs to go with the customer. So I'm going to grab it and let's just drag it up to the customer swim lane, and now that looks a lot better. So this is my completed cross-functional flowchart. Now something else you might want to note is that when you are drawing flowcharts, you might need to break the process down into different phases. And this is particularly useful if it's some kind of project. So if you can imagine, if you're doing some kind of technical project, you might have phase 1 is the preparation phase, phase 2 is the development phase, phase 3 is the implementation phase, something like that. So if that is something that you want to add into your flowchart, if you jump up to the cross-functional flowchart tab, you want to make sure you select Show Separators. Now, as soon as I do that, you can see I get the word phase in the top right-hand corner of my diagram. And if I want to add lots of different phases in, if I go to the Insert group and click Separator, you can see I now have 2 different phases, which I can then manipulate. I can drag them to include which parts of the process I want to include in this particular phase. And if you don't want to see these, of course, untick Show Separators, and that will delete all those separators from your diagram. So don't forget that you can do that as well. Another little option in here is Show Title Bar. Now currently I have that showing. It just says cross-functional flowchart. If I deselect this box, it gets rid of it. But of course this can also be edited. So let's change this to ordering fast food, and I can apply any font formatting I want to that particular text. Another thing I might want to do is rotate these swim lane labels. And you can see again on the cross-functional flowchart tab, we have an option for rotate lane label. And that's going to turn those around. You might want to widen out that particular column. I'm going to have mine running vertically down the page. You can also do things like change the orientation. I can change the direction, so currently I have my flowchart running from left to right, but if I wanted to, I could have it running from right to left. I can adjust the margins, maybe make those a little bit wider or narrower, and you can also change the style of your flowchart, and I suggest you experiment with some of these styles to really get the hang of them. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you can apply different themes, so if you don't particularly enjoy the colour scheme that I have, you could change that to something else, and then make further customizations to individual fill colors if you wanted to. But that's basically how a cross-functional flowchart works and how you construct one. That's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To get 4 free courses in Excel, QuickBooks, Microsoft Project, and Photoshop, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.